Good afternoon and welcome to 15 Minute Gamer. As you can see with this cool background, I'm doing something a little bit different today. No gameplay for a change. This is Xbox One versus PS4, and there's me in the middle, 15 Minute Gamer. I decided to do one of these because I was having a bit of a rant the other day about the Xbox One, and on Twitter, obviously it's limited how many characters you could put, and I just had a feeling that I sort of, if people were misunderstanding, weren't getting me, it was probably feasible. So what I'm doing is this is completely unbiased. I mean, to be fair, the chances are I'm going for the PS4. That's only my opinion and what I feel. I know a lot of people are interested in the Xbox One. I'm just going to go through sort of why I think the PS4 is better and why I'm more excited about the PS4 than I am the Xbox One. Tell you a little bit to why I got to where I am in gaming terms, and we'll see where we go from here. So, I mean, I just want to sort of start with, the an introduction to all this, and we've just had E3 when these consoles, well, the PS4 console got shown for the first time ever. The Xbox One decided to show some games, which it hadn't on its previous press conference, which was a little bit of a PR disaster, which we'll cover later in DRM. And those who are worried I'm going to slag off Xbox for DRM, I might. I'm probably not going to because I've actually went on a fan website to get some information. So stuff my thoughts are off an actual fan website. I've read what they have to say. I've read the negatives, read the positives. I'm going to take from both on here. So basically, what we have is I've had an Xbox for 6, 7 years now. I think I got it maybe the year after it came out, so about 6 years. I then got the PS3 the year afterwards. I also had a Nintendo Wii, and I've got a gaming PC. It's not the same one. It's a bit like Trigger's broom. Yes, it just gets changed all the time, and we'll see where it goes. So we're not going to really concentrate on PC. I might drop into it, but this is Xbox versus PS4. Um, so yeah, I hated the PS3. I'm not going to deny that at all. I didn't think it was a very good console. I hated the internet screen. The dashboard was awful. The load times were terrible. Installing the games took forever, and updating the game took just as long. It was ridiculous. I had it for a year. I played Uncharted, which is brilliant. Uncharted 2, maybe. Metal Gear Solid, which I thought was really good. Apart from that, though, it didn't really get used and got sold. I tried Home. That was awful. Those who have played it, it's a really crappy, crappy thing that didn't work. Well, it did, but it wasn't implemented very well. Free internet didn't sell me. So I always played on my Xbox, and I've kept it. I've still got it. It's under my desk here. 6 years, 7 years later, whatever. I didn't think that I was even interested in the PS4. To be fair, the first PS4 press conference, when they first announced it, I didn't even watch. Wasn't even interested, didn't read up on it, didn't anything. Because as far as I was concerned, I was getting the new Xbox. I didn't care what the PS4 was about. So could you call me a Xbox fanboy? Yeah, of course you could. I am. And I love my Xbox. So yeah, it came to the Xbox One reveal. I watched it. I seen a new console. I quite enjoyed it. To be fair, I thought it was a really good looking console at first. Some of the features were cool. The TV, I wasn't interested in at all. Yeah, Snap. I'll come on to that later. But yeah, snapping to blah blah blah, Skyping. Press conference ended. I thought, oh, that is interesting. Next day, thinking about it, I was a little bit put off by the whole thing, and I thought, yeah, maybe not as excited as what I thought it would. So yeah, I just let them roll. There wasn't enough games shown for me. I'm not interested in all this multimedia stuff. So anyway, we'll crack on to E3, and the PS4 conference was second, and the Xbox One was first. I got home just in time to watch the Xbox One. I watched it. The games looked brilliant. I'm not going to lie, that really, really looked good. And when they start showing the games off, I was a bit like, well, yeah, I can see where the Xbox One's going here. Um, then sat and watched the PS4 one, and I was pretty much blown away by the PS4. Um, Everything about it, I really thought, what a console! Brilliant stage show, brilliant showing of games, really good lineup, and yeah, I was quite impressed. If so, I mean, if we look at the basics of both machines, in the complete basic terms, the Xbox is £429 with Connect bundle, not bad. PS4 349, but you don't get the eye connection, the eye toy thing, which was on the PlayStation 2 was crap. You remember watching Windows? Um, Xbox is going to come with 15 exclusive games. PS4 is going to have 20 exclusive games. The Xbox is region locked, has limited sharing capabilities, has a 24-hour and a 1-hour check-in, and until knowing how trade-ins will work, we'll come to that later. And also the gamepads, if we look at them, on the face of it, the Xbox One seems the exact same, apart from you have advanced rumble strips and a little bit of aesthetics, I suppose, are being done. PS4 pad, and the PS4 in general, you've got optional online DRM, which they've said publishers can implement. Are publishers going to implement? Yeah, they are. So, I mean, if PlayStation is saying we're not limited, but the publishers are, it depends what the publishers bring in. We'll see. The pad on the PS4, I must admit, I've never liked the PlayStation pads. Never. It's got a touch pad on it, which could be interesting. I'm hoping for maybe like FIFA, you can sort of place your shot a little bit better. Only hope. We have a motion tracker built into it, which looks like rubbish, but I'll just see if it works. And we have a mono speaker built into it, which could be quite interesting for maybe a bit like the Wii U, like maybe the gamepad speaking to you a little bit, like move. I don't know how it's going to work. And also a headphone jack, which Xbox doesn't. So yeah, there's different things you can do there. That's the absolute basics. If we're top to bottom, that's what happens. To me, just top to bottom, if you took the fact that the Xbox is more expensive, less exclusive titles, more limitations, and the PS4 is cheaper, more exclusives, and less limitations, and the pads had a bit of a rejig. On paper, PS4 wins. I mean, you disagree? If you took that list to someone and said, right, I'm not going to tell you which console's which. One's going to be 429, one's going to be 349, 15, 20 exclusives. Also, one's going to be completely limited to what you can do with it. It's going to be region locked, and it's going to have limited sharing capabilities. You have to check in every 24 hours. The other one doesn't have any of that. And also, the pad hasn't changed that much. The other one now has a touchpad. You're going to go PS4. There's no denying that. If you go for Xbox off that, I don't know what's wrong with you. Too much of a fanboy for me. I owned the PlayStation 2. I loved it. So, I mean, I'm a fanboy. I'd go for whatever's the best console. I haven't got money to waste on being a fanboy. If the Xbox one's going to be rubbish, PlayStation gets my money. If the PlayStation 4 is going to be rubbish, I would have kept being a fanboy of the Xbox. There's no denying that. So what I've done is I've split this into 5 categories, which I'm going to look at, which is looks, hardware, I've made notes, games, DRM, which is going to maybe drag on a little bit, and also my conclusion on the whole thing. So, yeah, let's have a look. Looks of it. The Xbox doesn't look... it's too square for my liking. It's the Kinect square, the Xbox is square, the controller is better. Yeah, the controller does look nicer. It looks more of a robust unit. I think playing games on the current Xbox controller is just amazing. I've got a controller for my PC for Xbox because it just flows so well. PS4 is sort of like the Xbox in italics. It's like bent over. I think it's a better looking machine. It's smaller. It just looks better. I'd rather have that sitting on my desk than the Xbox, because the Xbox One I'd probably need a new desk to get it into the building. It's too big. It's massive. The Kinect looks awful, which we'll come on to later, the Kinect. So yeah, I mean, On looks wise, for me, if only the Xbox controller would work on the PlayStation would win that hands down. There's no denying that at all. Um, I haven't seen the dashboard for the PlayStation yet. They haven't shown it off. The Xbox dashboard looks very much like Windows 8 on a tablet. Um, what will PlayStation's look like? I hope they invent a little bit more because the other one was rubbish. Now that you have to pay for the service, which we'll look into later. Talk about the service. Xbox is going to be around about, in dollars terms, $59 a year if you pay yearly. PS4 is going to be 50. It's interesting. It's also the PS4 is going to be cheaper. So looks, I believe the PlayStation wins on looks. Smaller, better looking, and it just seems to have the edge on that one. So hardware, it's technical data. So both come with AMD chips, custom AMD chips. They both have 8GB of RAM as well. But the Xbox comes with DDR3. Sony comes with GDDR5. So I mean, already PlayStation's edging out. I believe the PlayStation 3 might be more powerful as well. It never proved it. So stats, yeah, so far. Graphically, the equivalent PC model, the Sony has a Radeon 7870, and the Xbox has a lower graphic capacity, which is more like the 7790 Radeon. Not too dissimilar, to be fair. Again, sort of edges out. Also, you have the Xbox comes with Connect 2.0. Connect 2.0, bit of controversy over this. It does also have to be on. They're saying you can turn it off, but it always listens for the command Xbox on or Xbox off. So is it really off? No, it's on. It's on all the time. It takes things like it measures your heartbeat, which could be interesting. Imagine a survival horror where if I'm not being scared enough, maybe the game could kick in some more scares for me. Maybe it could measure me when I'm watching films to see if I'm excited. Not them sort of films. But it will be watching me if I did that. So what happens if, my Xbox is in my bedroom? You know. But I don't like the way that's always on at all. It has to be connected. It says turn it off, but I said before, or it's listening for Xbox on. So is it off? No, it's not. I had the Connect 1. I used it twice, maybe, at Christmas. Never used it again, unfortunately. So I think that's the same for Connect 2.0. The PlayStation comes with a PlayStation Eye. If you remember PlayStation 2, it came with like a wash and window game and stuff like that. Would I use the PlayStation Eye? It's not as attractive as the Connect. The Connect isn't good looking at all. The PlayStation Eye is a lot worse than that. I think on that aspect, the Connect will probably be better than PlayStation Eye, but always on, not interested at all. So that's what you're getting hardware-wise. You've got the two controllers. As I said, the Xbox just has, and this is just what it comes with, the only innovation on the new Xbox controller. Apparently just have 40 innovations. It seems to have a bit of an extra thing at the top, and that is it. PlayStation 4 comes with a touchscreen, comes with the Move built into it, and also comes with the share button. Also got ridges in the circle pads now. The D-pad's always been a little bit better on the PlayStation because it's separated. So yeah, I'm interested. I think overall on hardware, again, PlayStation 4's, if they use all that power, great. If they don't, but it's better looking. It's Connect. So again, if you could combine the two, probably perfect. If Connect could be taken out, you didn't have to use it all the bloody time. iToy, will it develop? I don't know. Hopefully. I suppose the PlayStation 4 have an iToy. PlayStation 3, I don't know because I didn't own one for long enough, but we'll see. So yeah, that's looks. Again, PlayStation 4 gets my approval on that, I suppose is a good word. Um, so if we move on to games, on the first press conference, Microsoft showed nothing really. Second, they did come out fighting a little bit. First up, Metal Gear Solid 5, which featured um, child torture, um, 24-hour smoking, and lots of stealth. It looked quite interesting, I must admit. It did look good. We also had Sunset Overdrive, which was like Crackdown mixed with Jet Set Radio sort of thing. It looked a bit mad. We had Rise, which looked amazing. It looked a bit like the D-Day landings from Metal Gear Solid. Brilliant. Quantum Break, that TV show mixed in with gaming. Defiance was rubbish. The game was alright. TV show was rubbish. Will that work? The game looked amazing. There's no denying that. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it looked good. Spark, which is going to be free, I believe, where you could control it on your smart glass and build things, and you had to fight things and build a world. That looked pretty interesting. No denying that. Crimson Dragon, which had no sound, if you remember, in the press conference. So graphically, yeah, Panzer Dragon sort of thing. We also had Titanfall, which looked brilliant. There's no denying that. Did look really, really good. And also, a bit like Call of Duty, Battlefield 2142, if you ever played that. Interesting, yeah, I think the lineup was brilliant. We also, we know we're going to get the cross-platform, but there's some of the games they're just going to have. Sony. Well, this is written on the back of a postage stamp, but it had Killzone. Nothing else to say on that. Infamous, brilliant. I'm really looking forward to that. And Final Fantasy. Not really interested in Final Fantasy, to be fair. Never have been. It's not my sort of game. However, I do believe PlayStation, what interested me was the amount of indie support they're given. I love indie games. I love Steam on the PC. I buy so many indie games. I think they're just brilliant. Will that substitute for all the AAA titles? A bit tighter on budget, maybe? I don't know. Initially, games lineup, Xbox blows PlayStation out the water on that, I believe. Mr. Sony game out. We had that game set in, well, it was Fog and some monsters. I can't even think what it is. 1884 or something. That looked brilliant. That's going to be another exclusive. I would say Xbox does win on that slightly, on the AAA titles. Will it win overall? I'm not too sure. They showed off Watch Dogs on the PlayStation. That looks amazing. I can't wait to get that. They also showed off Destiny, which looked pretty good. And we'll see how these develop. So on games-wise, I'm going to give that one to the Xbox. Controversial. But yeah, Xbox gets that. I think now we'll move on to the whole DRM issue. I feel a bit strongly about this one. I've took the Microsoft side of things from a fan site for Microsoft to be as fair as possible, because straight away I just went, no, it's not happening. Sony does have a cloud, so you can upload your games. It hasn't mentioned if you can play them anywhere else or anything like that, so we don't know yet. There is no limitations to any games. There is no need to be online. And also Sony's region free, which means you can buy games from anywhere. Brilliant. They have said, though, that publishers can add their own DRM in, which is going to be, I think, online multiplayer games. MMOs are going to become popular now on consoles, maybe. We'll have World of Tanks coming to the Xbox. And will that be where the DRM comes in? Probably, I would think so. Because you're also going to have to start buying. These games are going to be free, but you have to buy updates via, like we're doing PC anyway, to get there. So, PlayStation 4 wins that one, possibly. But Microsoft, this is from a fan site, so I'm going to read this. One thing to point out is obtaining games on release day. That's a bullet point. Yes, you don't have to go and queue at 12 o'clock. I usually order off shop too and things like that, so I get my games a day early. So for this, I've ordered offline before, had the game day early, ordered online for an online game download, and had to wait until the morning. So I'm not staying up until midnight when I've got work in the morning. So 1 hour's playing a game a day, the other than that. Whatever way you look at it. Yes, you don't have to queue up anymore for games. But prices, they haven't mentioned that. The prices on Xbox Live are ridiculous. We've got games that have been out a year, 2 years, are still $39.99, $29.99, even $19.99 for some games that have been out for ages, which you can get in game or whatever for like a fiver. So I'm not sold on that, to be fair. I think, yeah, great, you can download games. I don't think they're going to be cheaper. I think they're probably, as normal, going to be more expensive. I've seen them for like $59.99, whatever on there. However, they all scrap Microsoft points. Oh, well done, Microsoft. I hate them things. Best feature, and I'm going to give Xbox some credit here, is play from anywhere. PlayStation haven't said if this is happening or not, so I don't know. What a fantastic feature it is to upload your games onto your console and link to your account, go to your friend's house in America, and play your games with your DLC, your content. Brilliant. I think that's a really, really good idea. Microsoft really well done on that, to be fair. Also, that links in with the family one, where people in your family can also play your games and your DLC using their accounts. That's pretty interesting. Yeah. Get a thumbs up for me on that again. So sharing games. You can share it to anyone that's been on your friends list for 30 days, and you can give them the game once. I can see the point in it. There's not much else to say. They do have to check in every hour, though, to make sure they are playing the game. So once you give it to them, they have to be online every hour to check. Now, online check-in is every 24 hours on the Xbox. So what happens if you're on the 23rd hour and you haven't checked in? Does it remind you? Once you get to 24 hours, can you just not save? Does it cut you off? I know Windows Live games on the PC, if you don't log in, you can't save. Is this what happens? I hate the idea to think my internet goes down for a couple of days, or I move, when I haven't felt the internet for a month, I can't play on my Xbox at all. My Xbox is useless. It's a big giant waste of £429. This is what annoys me. Why the hell should I log on online to play my games? If there's an offline mode and they bring this in, brilliant. But they won't. Steam has an offline mode where I can register a game to play it offline if I haven't got internet access, which I forgot to do last time I moved, which was really rubbish. Why should I have to check in on my console every 24 hours to play a game? What happens if you're in a country that doesn't have internet? What happens if you're in the army and you don't have the internet and you got your console with you? What happens if, say, you go camping in a hotel that doesn't have internet access? What happens if you can't afford the internet? Yeah, I know £429 is a lot of money. But what happens if you can't afford the internet? What happens if your internet's not capable enough to connect all the time, or you can't guarantee a connection? Your Xbox is useless, and I'm sorry, but that is so negative. There's no comeback from that. The Xbox is only going to be available to play online, so as in use, in 220 countries on release. If you live in Portugal, nope. Poland, nope. Japan, nope. Most of Asia, nope. Most of Eastern Europe, no. You can't even get one and bring it in. Doesn't work. There's also talk that some states in America might not be compatible. They're rumours. I would believe it, to be fair. That really annoys me. That's the whole point of this. And this is why I've picked PlayStation 4 all along from when I've heard this. I know people are like, yeah, you can take your games, and yeah. Once your house burns down, I've got all my games. Fantastic. Yeah, that's good. I'm not denying that at all. It's a brilliant feature. But you've knocked it for 24 hours. I understand it, but it doesn't work. Selling games. I understand PlayStation 4 won't have any restrictions. As I said, publishers may. Xbox One, participating retailers only. They've said they won't charge the retailers for doing this. Do I believe that? I don't believe that. I can't believe that. Why wouldn't they then just say, okay, everyone? There's got to be some sort of extra work involved in the retailer. There's got to be something somewhere where they've got to do, which, well, then they'll have to extra man hours, which are going to either not sell the games. In what participation stores we've got, we're going to get the game stores already on the arses anyway. So this could put a lot of people out of business. It's going to be normal going to a car boot sale and picking up cheap games, or There's going to be none of this retro game. The Xbox One's going to destroy retro gaming, to be fair, because in 8 years' time, when I want to go out and pick out the Destiny, 8 years later, when I'm on when I'm on my PlayStation 5 or my Xbox, whatever, tough. It doesn't matter. I can't pick it up. There's not going to be no copies because I'm not going to be able to play it anyway. So what's going to stay open? Rentals? Nope. Things like Blockbusters, Love Film, they're not going to do Xbox One games. So screw you. There's loads of people out of jobs. I don't have the money to keep buying brand new games all the time. I use my games to fund my next game. Example, if I buy Destiny, I'll complete it and I'll trade that in for something else, the next big game. And that's what I do. I haven't got the money. I haven't got 50 quid to spend on a game each time. I know people buy games collections. I understand it, but I don't, and that's nothing the Xbox One puts me off for. PlayStation 4 said no limitations, so we'll see. That's used games. In DRM, PlayStation 4, yeah, you win that one, hands down. Apart from the play from anywhere, I love that feature. It's not going to sell it though. So, that's the 4 things I've looked at, which are the looks of the machine. We have the hardware of the machine. We have the games in the DRM. So far, and this is in conclusion, the PlayStation is cheaper. It's got slightly higher technical specs, and there's no necessary add-ons. The PlayStation is a games console. There's none of this crap that goes with it. It's a games console. You're going to play games on it, and you're going to enjoy them. You can play whatever games you want when you want. Xbox, I think to sum the word up, it's a multi-box. That's what I should have called it. Not one, it's a multi. Microsoft want your Xbox to control everything. They want you to watch TV through it. They want you to stream movies through it. They want you to play games through it. They want you to Skype through it. They want you to whatever. They want you to do everything through it. And to me, that's going towards a market that necessarily doesn't exist. Will it exist? I don't think so. If I want to watch Netflix, I can just plug me HDMI cable in from my laptop. If I want to watch TV, I have a smart TV. I'll watch TV. If I want to Skype when playing, no. Maybe voice communication, but it has all that anyway. Do I want to watch a movie and go snap and then go to a game, then go to a movie? No, if I'm playing a game, I'm not really going to be going, yeah, I wonder what's happening in that movie. Oh, yes, this bit's really good. Game, and then back to game. No, it's not happening, is it? I'm going to watch a film or play a game. Not interested if it can do both. Multitasking, great. So, do I want to Skype when playing? Not really. Do I want to be annoyed by people Skyping me when playing? That's what the PC's for. Do I want to control my TV through my games console? No, because I don't have a TV up here. Well, I have a TV, but it's not connected to anything. So the Xbox, them whole features for the Xbox would be useless, and only in America at launch. It's the Xbox trying to go mass market, aim for everyone. To me, the PlayStation's more of the same. It's a games console. It's going to be gaming. It's got multimedia features added in, which is great. I love both of them have editing and sharing the videos straight off playing. Brilliant. You can only add the voice afterwards, though. My voice is going a little bit now, as you can tell, because I've talked too much. So yeah, in conclusion, for me, the PlayStation 4 wins it on hardware. It wins it on looks, and it wins it on the limitation side of thing, not being limited. That is games. Xbox does take it, to be fair. What I like about the Xbox, I like this. I like the whole thing where you can play from anywhere. I think that's great. I like the controller look a little bit better. The games lineup, some of them did look awesome, and I have a feeling I'm going to miss out on a few games when I go the PlayStation route. PlayStation for me wins on the looks of the machine. The innovations on the control pad are brilliant. It doesn't look as nice, but there we go. We've got touchscreen that could be used for so much, I hope. The lack of limitations, just do whatever you want on it. The cost, £80 difference is a lot of money. That could get me 2 games, an extra controller, whatever, you know. That's £80 quite a lot of money. A lot easier to save up. You have to pay for PlayStation Online now, which hopefully the service will just increase a little bit. I'm not interested in all this TV crap. So again, PlayStation wins on that. So overall conclusion for me, PlayStation wins. If Xbox come out fighting maybe before I hand over the money, I don't think they'll change the DRM, which sells it for me. But that's my view. PlayStation 4 is what I'd be going for. And that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed my first ever video log talking thing. I got a cool little. I just made that background up. I might do animations next time, or maybe bring some videos in. Could be interesting. But as my first one, I hope you've enjoyed it. And just remember, you can follow me on Twitter at 15minutegamer. YouTube is 15minutegamer. And I hope you enjoyed all. Thank you very much. Goodbye.